Okay, so Stat 1, there's no Stat 2, so we can take our time in Stat 1 to learn what we need to learn about statistics. I'm Professor Walker, but I like to be called Cassie. And we're going to, I think, I'm going to just tell you a little about myself. All right, so I've been teaching math and statistics at Sac State for a few years. I got my master's from Sac State, but I started my math journey at Sierra College. And I like to crochet. I love cats, and I started learning jujitsu recently. I live in Nevada County, so when I do commute to campus, it'll be a drive for me. Let's see. But it's kind of a commuter school for everybody. Okay, let's start talking about the class. So I'm taking you to the Canvas page. If someone could tell me in the chat that they do see the Canvas page, I would appreciate it. Yes, awesome. Oh, you guys are great. Wow. Whoa. Last class was like 2 people. Okay. So we're in Canvas, and we're going to go straight to the syllabus. And it's over here, Stat1-37. Okay, this is an introduction to statistics. It's 3 units. My full name is Cassandra Walker, but my nickname is Cassie, or you could call me Professor Walker. I mentioned that I got my master's, but I didn't get a doctorate, so it's not really appropriate to call me Dr. Walker. It just feels weird, Professor Walker, or I do really like my nickname, Cassie. So the email would be cw2343@csus.edu. You can write to me if you need an extension on your homework, or if you're concerned about the class, or even if you just have some questions about campus. I've been going to this school for quite a while, so I should be able to answer your questions. If you're trying to add the class, you may need your class number 34944. Also, if you're trying to add the class, maybe stay after class and talk to me really quick. It would help me remember to do that today. We meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 9:50 in Sequoia, but for the first 2 weeks, we're meeting on Zoom. I gave you the link and the ID. There's also a Zoom tab on the Canvas page for you to access the meeting. And I'm doing office hours half online and half in person. We're like partially online, partially in person. So if you want to meet me on Zoom on Tuesdays, I'll be there from 11:30 to 12:45.
Thank you, laptop. I'm glad I kept you.
I'm going to mute the person in the background just so I can focus. Oh. Okay, anywho. Also, I'll be in an actual office on Wednesdays and Fridays from noon to 12:30. That would be Shasta Hall 157. Or we can set up an appointment to meet in person or on Zoom. The prereqs for the class are a score of 51 or higher on the ALEX exam or a passing grade in Math 10. I understand that recently it's been difficult to learn online and to fulfill these requirements from doing distance learning. So if you're worried about your ALEX score or your Math 10 grade, I understand that, and I will help do reviews and help refresh ideas as we need them. So I'll help you build your math skills just in case they've gotten rusty or lost. Okay, for the class, there's only one thing you need to purchase, which is a My Stat Lab account. So you need to buy access to the online homework. If I remember right, it costs about $45, and usually they give you a 2-week free trial. So you can see if you're going to stay in the class or drop the class. And then if you do stay in the class, you can pay for the homework and not have wasted any money. You don't have to buy the book. The MyLab account comes with an ebook. But if you do want the physical book, it would be Introductory Statistics by Weiss. It's published by Pearson. Again, it's not required, but I will show you what the book looks like. Okay, here's the book. I'm going to be doing notes on the whiteboard, and all of my notes come from the book. This just has extra examples in it. And I feel like you can find those examples online, but still, if you really like having a book, it would be this one by Weiss. I guess one other thing you could buy for the class, but you don't need to, is a calculator. You can use calculators on your tests, but not cell phones. So if you don't have a physical calculator, you could get one if you'd like to. Oh, maybe just talk to me personally or send me an email. We can figure out if anyone's concerned if they didn't meet the requirement. We can talk about that. I'm not going to make anyone drop the class, but it's kind of up to you, and you can talk to me about that. Thank you. Graphing calculator? Nope. No, this is just more like if you need to do like, adding fractions and like stuff like that. Really easy stuff. So no expensive calculator, just a cheap something. I have a handful of them. In the ebook from the bookstore, I don't think that would be a good idea. I think from my experience, the bookstore is always at least $5 more expensive than anywhere else. Plus, it kind of would just save you time and effort to just do it online. But I suggest that when you buy access, you just do it on the Pearson website. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it from the bookstore. It might be possible that you can, but I suggest that you don't. Anyway, thank you. All right, the catalog description is on the Sac State website. It says that we're going to do descriptive statistics, basic concepts of probability, sampling, with the aim of introducing fundamental notions and techniques of statistical inference. And we'll go over this as a class, but really we're going to collect data, organize data, and then draw conclusions. So that's the description I would give. Learning outcomes. To solve problems by thinking logically, to make conjectures, and to construct valid mathematical arguments. To make valid inferences from numerical, graphical, and symbolic information. And then to apply mathematical reasoning to both abstract and applied problems and scientific and non-scientific problems. And again, if that mathematical reasoning seems challenging, just let me know. I can give examples, I can give notes, we can stop and talk. There's no rush to get through a bunch of stuff in this class. We just want to learn, make sure everyone understands. Okay, general education. So this course satisfies area B4 of the general education requirement, which means it needs to have a written component, and that's satisfied through written responses on your in-class assignments and exams, and sometimes on your homework. Your first homework has one written response in it, which I'll grade at some other time once the due date passes. Okay, and course description. So when we meet in person, class time will be divided between me lecturing at the board and you working on a worksheet. So that's called an in-class assignment, which we'll probably do at each class meeting. In-class assignments will be collected and graded. Usually there's time to do it in the class meeting, but if we need more time, we'll just come back at our next class meeting and keep working on the same assignment until we get it done. And you can work on those in groups, but you don't need to work. If you're not comfortable working in a group, you don't have to. And I think that's it for now. So we won't start doing that till we get to campus. For now, I'm just doing notes, which, let's see. Okay, which are going to help you with your homework. Attendance. I don't require attendance. Like, attendance isn't a part of your grade, but you are responsible for the material that is presented in class and the assignments that I give in class. Your contributions are valuable, and to make the most of this learning experience, it's important for you to participate with other students and to come to class and to do the assigned work. If you miss class for some reason and you want to make up an in-class assignment, you can talk to me or write an email to me. I won't deduct the late points, but it will be an issue of me having to do more extra grading, and I don't want to get behind on teaching, so please don't get behind on assignments. Okay, course structure. The course will be delivered online for the first 2 weeks. Canvas has a link to the meetings, and I record the meetings, post them to YouTube, and then post them to the modules. So they'll be there till the end of the semester. And when we start to meet in person, we'll start doing in-class assignments. And other than that, we're doing online homework using my Stat Lab. Okay. Online homework is assigned each week. I always give you a week to do an assignment, and assignments will be due Monday nights at 11:59 p.m. I've been setting the assignments so that there's unlimited attempts on your questions, and so that you can improve your score after the due date, but it's not a good idea to let all of your homework pile up and then try to get it done in the last 2 weeks of school. So just keep on top of the due dates. And the My Lab gradebook is connected to the Canvas gradebook, so I'll try to update that throughout the semester so you know what your class grade is. All right, exams. There are 2 midterm exams and 1 comprehensive final exam. Okay, so this is just a question about homework, and there are no dumb questions, it's fine. And it says, do you have to purchase Math Lab today to do the homework? I would try to create an account today, but I do remember that usually they ask if you want a free trial. Usually they ask, like, try a 2-week free trial, and then that trial will allow you to do your homework by Monday. But again, if you don't get your homework done by Monday, you can still work on your homework after that. It'll be open to you throughout the semester. And if you're just worried, well, I was going to say, if you're worried about your homework or creating an account, you can ask for help from me, but also I'm actually going to stop and show you this flyer I got about having help from someone at Pearson. So Pearson is the Pearson is the company that produces the book, publishes the book, and that created the My Stat Lab online homework. All right, so let's look at that. I'm going to share this with you on Canvas today, but for now I'm just going to find it. All right, now we're looking at information about how to get help from Pearson to create your homework account. So we're going to be using a Pearson product called My Stat Lab. There's something about getting a gift card, which you can try if you'd like to, but the goal is to get help creating your account if you're having trouble. So try to create an account. If you get stuck, you can go to the office hour on Zoom, the 26th or the 27th. The time is 12 to 1:30. And then there's the link to that Zoom office hour with a representative from Pearson who can help you get your account set up. Again, you can also ask me. I just suggest, kind of from experience, that you really try to create your account this week. Sometimes I've had a student come to me halfway through the semester and they've never been able to create an account, which we do figure out, but it's kind of a hassle and it's a little bit stressful. But it can be done. All right, so I'll put that up on Canvas tonight. We're going to finish the syllabus. We've made it to, I think we made it to talking about tests. So we just said there's 2 tests and a final. I'll put this on the whiteboard once we're done with share screen, but on your tests, including the final exam, you can use a 3x5 card. You have to have written notes. You can't have anything printed and pasted to the card. But when you turn in your test, you have to attach that 3x5 card to your test, and then yeah, and also you don't have to put your name on your name card because it takes up space on that card, but you do have to clip it to your test before you turn your test in. I'll try to remember to bring 3x5 cards to class, and of course I'll bring like a handful of paper clips so you can clip the card to your exam. And then I just want to go over the dates. Test 1 is scheduled for week 6 on Monday, February 28th in Sequoia. Test 2 is during week 11 on Monday, April 11th, also in Sequoia. And the final exam will be Wednesday, May 18th at 8 a.m. in Sequoia 102. And you can use a scientific calculator. You don't need a graphing calculator, but you cannot use your cell phone. So if I see you using your cell phone on a test as a calculator, I will tell you to put it away and I will insist on it, or I won't let you take the test. Okay, so the grade breakdown. Yeah, and you can use the back and front. That's a good question. So you can use both sides of your 3x5. It just needs to be handwritten, pen or pencil. That's okay. So the online homework is 15% of your grade. In-class assignments are 20%. Each test is 20%, and the final is 25%. So I know the in-class homework looks like a small part of your grade, but I usually have students come to me at the end of the semester saying, I didn't know homework was that important and it's hurting my grade that I, missed a lot of assignments. Can you help me make up these assignments? So I just suggest that you stay on top of the homework and get that practice, as much practice as you can. It would just help your grade to do the activities that I have planned. All right, at the end of the semester, I use this grade scale to assign letter grades. And your grades will be updated on Canvas throughout the semester, so you kind of have an idea of where you're at in the class. And the last page is information about the school. I'm going to leave this to you to look over on your own, but it's just services that are there for you. And I kind of know other places on campus that are helpful spots. So if you're stressed about something and you want help, I may know someone who can help you or have an idea of who to ask for help. That's everything on the syllabus. I want to ask if anyone has any questions about what we just went over. Oh yeah, I like to do a review. I like to do like a whole review day, and if I have time, I would make a review packet with like a solutions and answer key, but we'll see what kind of time we have. Okay, let me check my connection. Okay, so I am connected to my hotspot, which I got from school. I don't have the best internet being in Nevada County, but so I apologize that if the meeting isn't easy to watch, but the recording is. So once I post this meeting to Canvas, it is usually like a smooth, clear video. Sorry if it's kind of glitchy in real time. So anything you're saying. Okay, yeah, I can turn on the live transcript. It doesn't quite catch my words well, but I can still turn it on. Yeah, cool, enabling. So I'll try to speak clearly, but it may not hear my words every time. First, we mentioned a 3x5 card, front and back, handwritten notes for every exam. You can use a calculator, but not your cell phone. And we're going to take a look at the homework together, but I just want to put a reminder that you would to save your homework before you leave. If you exit out of homework, it will ask you if you want to save first, but just a reminder to save your work. And your first homework is due on Monday, the 31st. It's actually called exercises 1.1, but I use this to mean homework. Homework 1.1 is due 1/31/22. Yeah, comprehensive does mean cumulative. And we will do a review for the final exam too. So someone asked if the final is going to have information from the whole semester. It will, but I will kind of let you know what parts are important. We'll study. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what the homework is, where to find it. I've been setting up your homework so that you have unlimited attempts. And you can work on it after the due date to improve your score. And when you miss a problem, it will give you a hint, and then it'll give you a similar problem or let you retry. Okay, I'm going to check out the homework. So I think to get started, I would go to My Lab and Mastering in Canvas. Click the Open My Lab and Mastering button. You have to agree to their terms and conditions to continue. And then you are asked to either create an account or sign in. I've created pretend student accounts before, so I could sign in or go over here. If you're trying to create your account, you need an email address. That would help you like reset your password if you ever forget your password, a username, a password, more information about yourself, and then you click create. And you can use any email. It's just kind of a, yeah, it doesn't need to be the school email. Thanks for asking questions, everyone. These are good questions. Okay, so then you would hit create account. I'm pretty sure after that is where it asks you to pay or use a free trial, or sometimes it would say like, enter the code you were given, but we don't have a code to use. So I would choose free trial and then start the homework. Once you have an account, you can also access homework from the modules. I've linked it here. So your first homework is in week 1. You click on that. I already did the homework for practice. Oh, again. I'm going to leave student view. So this is my instructor's view. And I would go home, click exercise. And these are my problems, which I've already done. And your essay questions, I'll grade them after the due date. Again, hit save when you leave a question. And you can keep working on questions till you get green check marks on all of them. You can also find this under assignments, a link to your homework. Actually in student, I'm gonna go back to student view. So your homework is linked to the homepage. You can also click on the My Lab button, or you can go to assignments. And then you have your exercises and assignments as well. Okay. You could also, is there no access code? No, I don't have an access code. I wasn't given an access code. I think you just pay for access. I have a feeling that what that access code is if you went to the bookstore and paid for access to Pearson at the bookstore, then they would give you a code and you'd go put that code in online. But I don't suggest using the bookstore. It's usually more expensive to buy materials from them. And it's just going to save you time and energy to pay for access using the Pearson website. This one, search for My Stat Lab, and right here at the top is My Lab Statistics-Pearson. So you can also just click on their website. And then you can sign in or create an account, like create a student account, or if you have an account, you can sign in. And see, now I'm starting to think that if you sign in through Canvas, it will direct you to our class. If you sign in through Pearson, you might have to go searching for our class, but it should be, it should work either way. Okay, that's the homework. I think we're ready to do notes, unless you have any other questions. So someone asked about using an ID to get to the class. Did you try to create an account and they asks you for an ID? Because so far I don't know about using an ID. Or same for access. I'm creating an account right now. And you've been asked for a class ID. I'm gonna write that down. I'll check after class. And then I'll just put that information along with the Pearson online office hour when I make an announcement. So you're creating an account and you need an ID. Okay, I'll find out later. I'll let everybody know. Okay, we're going to do notes. We're starting from the beginning with section 1.1, statistics basics. The first few chapters are a lot of definitions. So as we learn new vocabulary, I'll insert some examples, but we're really not doing any math today, or probably even next meeting or for a while. Just gotta learn new terms. So section 1.1 is statistics basics. So for each definition, I'll read it and then write it, and we'll come back and do the same thing until we run out of time. Statistics involves gathering information, summarizing that information, and then deciding what that means, or interpreting your result. By the way, I do suggest taking written notes, like having a notebook and writing this stuff down, because I feel like writing something down really helps you learn and understand. But if you want to just sit and watch, that's okay. deciding on what the results mean, or drawing conclusions based on the results. Also, after doing this process, and it's a number value that you get from a sample that you've chosen, that number value is called a statistic. So there's, or like maybe you have a bunch of numbers, and so those numbers are called statistics. So this is like statistics as a class or a topic of study. The goal is to gather info, summarize the info, and then decide what that means. Or you've done all of that work and you've got a list of number values. Those number values are called statistics. When I say this work, I mean like those kind of steps. Get your data, organize your data, draw a conclusion. And you're doing that work. So it's just a bunch of definitions until we run out of time. The first definition is a population. A population is the whole entire set that you're interested in. So you have a question and you want to put some study into finding an answer to that question. The question is about some group or some group of people or some group of items. All of the people or all of those items, that's your population. A numerical summary of your population is called a parameter. So if it's a number value from setting up population, we call it a parameter. It's kind of just, they just go together. So population and parameter, they have a relationship. A sample is any subset of your population. So from the whole group, you take a part of the group, that's your sample. And then a numerical summary of a sample is called a statistic, just like I had up on the board a moment ago. So for samples, number values that we get from studying a sample, those are the statistics, or a statistic. So samples and statistic. A sample and a statistic, those are kind of related to each other or have a relationship in their definition. Okay, so the population is all of the people in the set that you're interested in. I'm going to draw a picture. From this set, we take a piece, a subset. Okay. Now I'm going to give a. I didn't look this up, but it's my feeling that when we do a study, the population is too large to collect information from everybody. Like say I'm interested in the average size of a goldfish. I can't measure maybe the length of every single goldfish in the whole world. I would just take a sample of goldfish, get that numerical summary, which is my statistic. So in most studies, we're studying samples and we get numerical values, which we're calling statistics. Okay, hopefully we can get through examples of finding what the population is, finding what the sample is, but we can always come back next time and do more examples. But I think that's as far as we're getting in the notes today. It's just a few examples. Right, a study is done where 2 adults are selected from each of the 50 states, resulting in 100 people in the study. Finds the population and the sample. Oh, cool, cool. So I have a question on the side, which I'm just going to make a note of. Is this another thing about Pearson? I'll have to look at that after class, but if I do find information that you need, I'll announce it to the whole class. And just to be sure that I understand this question, it's asking if I've given a link for the Pearson registration. Are you looking for a link to how to be able to register for Pearson, or is that the link to the office hour from a Pearson representative? Oh, okay, that one. Okay, cool. Let me write that down. Program ID. Course link. Thank you guys. I'll figure it out. To register. Okay, so I'll get back to you as soon as I can, but let's finish up some notes. Okay, so we've got 100 people in. Oh, we are finished with notes. We're going to just write down the end of the problem and we'll come back later to answer it. So we're going to. Okay, so it would be really cool if you try to do this on your own, figure out what the population might be, sample might be, but then between now and then, like, give it a guess. But we will answer this together when we meet next time. Okay, thank you for coming to class. Stay if you have questions. And I'll see you Wednesday.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor.
Of course.
Thank you.